Welcome to this complete guide on random forests. Today we are going to learn how multiple decision trees work together. Imagine you are a farmer trying to figure out if your crop has a disease. If you ask just one expert, they might make a mistake. They might look at a single brown spot and immediately say, blight, completely missing the healthy green leaves. A single decision tree acts exactly like this one expert. It can easily overfit and memorize noise. So, how do we fix this? We don't ask one expert. We ask 100 different experts and we let them vote. Welcome to Random Forest, one of the most powerful and popular algorithms in machine learning. By the end of this video, you will understand the intuition behind ensembles, bagging, bootstrap aggregation, feature randomness, how random forests vote, the math behind the scenes, Python code implementation, real-world interview questions. Let's dive in. In machine learning, an ensemble is a technique that combines multiple weak models to create one highly accurate and robust model. Instead of relying on a single deep decision tree, a random forest creates a whole forest of hundreds of shallow, diverse decision trees. When a new data point arrives, like predicting whether an email is spam, it is passed to every single tree in the forest. Tree 1 might say, spam. Tree 2 might say, not spam. Tree 3 might say, spam. The forest simply tallies the votes. The majority wins. If we give the exact same training data to 100 decision trees, they will all grow to be exactly the same. They will all make the exact same mistakes. To make a forest powerful, the trees must be diverse. They must learn different things. Random forest achieves this diversity using two brilliant mathematical tricks. 1. Bagging, row sampling. 2. Feature randomness, column sampling. Let's visualize exactly how these two tricks work. Imagine our dataset has 1000 rows of patient data. Instead of giving all 1000 rows to every tree, Random Forest creates a unique mini dataset for each tree. It randomly pulls rows from the original dataset. But here is the secret: it uses sampling with replacement. This means after it picks a row, it puts it back. So a mini dataset might have duplicate rows, while completely missing some other rows. This process is called bootstrapping. By training each tree on a slightly different, bootstrapped dataset, we ensure that every tree has a unique perspective. Even with bootstrapping, if there is one extremely strong feature, like tumor size, every single tree will use that exact same feature at its root node. The trees would still be too similar. So Random Forest adds a second layer of randomness. When a tree is deciding how to split a node, it is not allowed to look at all the features. Instead, the algorithm randomly selects a small subset of features. For example, if you have 10 features, the tree might only be allowed to choose between 3 randomly selected features at that specific split. This forces the trees to dig deeper and discover hidden patterns in the weaker features, creating a highly diverse and robust forest. Let's put it all together. Step 1. Create hundreds of bootstrapped datasets. Step 2. Train a decision tree on each dataset. Step 3. At every node split, restrict the tree to a random subset of features. Because of this randomness, some trees will be highly accurate and some might be terrible. But that is exactly what we want. Uncorrelated trees protect each other from their individual errors. Once the forest is trained, how does it make a prediction? It depends on the task. For classification tasks, like predicting spam or not spam, the forest uses majority voting. If 80 trees say spam and 20 say not spam, the final prediction is spam. For regression tasks, Like predicting the price of a house, the forest uses averaging. It simply calculates the mathematical mean of all the individual tree predictions. Random forest is often the default choice for data scientists. Here is why. 1. No overfitting. Thanks to the aggregation of diverse trees, it naturally resists overfitting. 2. Handles missing data. It is highly robust to missing values and outliers. 3. No scaling required. Because it is tree-based, you don't need to normalize or standardize your data. 4. Feature importance. It can mathematically tell you exactly which features, like age or income, were the most important in making decisions. But it's not perfect. 1. Black box. A single decision tree is easy to read and explain. But a forest of 500 trees is impossible for a human to visually interpret. 2. Computational cost. Training hundreds of trees and running predictions through all of them requires more memory and processing power than simpler algorithms. Implementing random forest in Python is incredibly simple using scikit-learn. We import random forest classifier. We set n_estimators to 100, meaning we want exactly 100 trees in our forest. We call .fit to train and .predict to get our final answers. In just a few lines of code, you have built a state-of-the-art ensemble model. If you are interviewing for a data science role, expect these questions. Question 1. What is the difference between bagging and boosting? Bagging builds trees independently in parallel, like random forest. Boosting builds trees sequentially, where each tree learns from the mistakes of the previous one. Question 2. Does random forest need feature scaling? No, tree-based models do not rely on distance metrics, so scaling is unnecessary. Question 3. How does random forest calculate feature importance? It measures how much the Gini impurity or entropy decreases every time a specific feature is used to split a node across all trees. To summarize, a single decision tree is weak and prone to overfitting. Random forest solves this by generating hundreds of diverse trees using bagging and feature randomness. It combines their predictions through voting or averaging, creating an incredibly robust, highly accurate model. In the next lesson, we will explore gradient boosting, the algorithm that takes ensemble learning to an even more advanced, competitive level. Thank you for watching. Be sure to follow and subscribe to learn more real-time concepts like this.